Hi everyone, this is Gail from Gail Julie Makes. I hope you're all doing well. So we're doing another image transfer today, and this time I want to show you the STAZON Ink and acrylic paint technique. So I've got my own image here. Now this was just photocopied in black and white at the library. Usually I like to use colour toner, but I couldn't do that this time. So I think it might work well with this technique. Now when I first came across this technique a few years ago, I think it was on the Jelly Arts page, and it was a tutorial by Bridget Coopson. And it's quite useful if you're having trouble doing image transfer in the usual way, just with acrylic paint. So I thought it might lend itself well to this, being as though I haven't got my usual kind of toner on there. I thought I'd give it a go anyway. It's all about experimenting, isn't it? So what we're doing is basically we're adding a layer of STAZON ink, which is a Japanese ink, readily available in most places, I would say. And we want this to dry, so I'm trying to do a nice even layer as much as I can. I don't really want to brayer it out, so I'm trying to make sure I've got enough, and I think we'll go with that. So basically this is the ink. So it is a jet black solvent ink, this one. So probably want the windows open a little bit whilst using this one. So I'm just going to lay the lid back on. So I'm going to let that dry and come back to you. So the next stage is to add some acrylic paint over the top of that dry layer of STAZON ink. And I'm using Amsterdam Titan Buff Light here. And I'm just going to try and get a nice even layer. Now whilst the paint is still wet, I'm going to lay my image down, and then this is one of those moments I always talk about, the Goldilocks moment, where you need to think about using just the right pressure. I have done some STAZON image transfer a few years back, but it's been a while for me now, so I'm kind of re-experimenting myself really, and I'm just checking here how much pressure I do actually need to use, and I'm kind of going in with a slightly firmer pressure on this one, but you will find in one of my videos a bit further on that another trial that it needs a lighter touch. So again, it's all about experimenting and, you know, trying it out for yourself, but it's well worth it. So again, having another check of the corner there, and as I pull this back, I can see that it is starting to capture in some of the areas like the windows and on the sheep. But as it's quite a sort of a photo full of quite a few light areas, I don't expect though, you know, much pickup from the black ink anyway. So again, it's all about the Goldilocks picture as well, using the right contrast in your picture, that sort of thing. But we'll give it a go. We'll see what happens. Now, when I pull this back, I do notice that I'm quite interested by the actual pull-off print there on the original photocopy. So what I'll probably do is put that in my sketchbook, because I quite like the way it almost looks like negative now. So I'm going to go in with Liquitex Cobalt Blue, and this is the heavy body paint again, and we'll just see how it turns out. It's always really fascinating this stage when you get to do your final pull. I should say as well, you can go straight in as soon as you've pulled your print. You can go straight in with your acrylic, even if the acrylic is still wet that you've used before, to do your final pull layer. And now I'm just going in with some hot press watercolour card by Lavinia Stamps, which is about 300 GSM. Very forgiving card, and it's one I like to use often. Once I've brayed out, I just give it a quick dry with an air dryer. I'm going to give it a pull, see what we get. And it's actually turned out reasonably well. I quite like the look of that, to be honest. Yeah, pleased with that one. Definitely a good, interesting way to use the STAZON. So this one I've done before, so I'm going to try this one actually. Let's give this one a whirl. Fingers crossed, because obviously I can just go and get this printed again at the copy shop. And like I said, generally it works really well if I take a black and white photo in and get them to print it with a colour toner, because the colour toner seems to provide a better resist. I said make sure the room is well ventilated. Give it about 10 minutes to dry, so have a bit of a break. And then we'll get our buff titanium laid down again. Make sure there's no blue on this. Yeah, okay. And then we're going to lay the picture down. So again, this was a colour copy. That's just a colour copy of a black and white picture at the copy shop. Okay, so this is what I usually use for my image transfers. I'm going to give it a gentle rub this time, not too heavy. And I'm going to peel it back and see what's happening. So it seems to be a more gentle rub. Is what we need. So let's just get a bit there near the eye. And we'll pull that off. There we go. Okay, we don't want this edge bit. Get that off. There we go. It says you can do this while it's wet. So let's just give this a roll off again. There we go. Right, and then we'll put it on some of our usual card, the Lavinia Stamps card, just so it gives it a fighting chance, because that's usually my best pulls come from that. We'll give it a bit of a pull and we'll see how well it turns out. Fingers crossed for this one. Oh yeah, that's come out so much better, hasn't it? Not sure what's going on here, but yeah, but that's actually come out well as an actual transfer compared to those other ones. So this is the difference then. Let me find. This is the difference that having the right sort of picture makes, isn't it? Because obviously I need to go back to my copy shop and get my usual quality of printout colour toner on a black and white photo, but using colour toner. So these experiments are coming out really well. So yeah, happy with that. I'll go and get the other image actually that I did of this one. We've got the two there, look. That was the one I did with the not with the STAZON ink, that was with the Liquitex Payne's Grey heavy body, and this one is obviously with the STAZON. What this kind of lacks is obviously taking out some of this to get this sort of detail here, you know, but because it's black against black sort of thing. But again, it's further experimentation, isn't it, that's needed with that. Okay, so we're going to go for this image. It may come out, it may not, but I like the background as well, so let's give it a whirl. So we're doing this one with STAZON then again, just to show how it can come out. Last STAZON experiment today. So again, we'll get the Titan buff down, Titan buff light. Okay, and let's see what we can get. So again, we'll try a light rub. So this was from Vogue Magazine in the UK, because I know sometimes they print on different papers. So I just wanted to make sure you knew it was UK. Right, let's give it a bit more of a firm rub. So we're getting some strange splodges on there. I'm not sure why we're getting those. For this one, a firm rubber, I think. So far it actually seems to have taken better on my own image, doesn't it? It's got some of that crisscross there. So I think we've got some wrinkles there. Yes, it's not taken. We've got the crisscross effect has come up well there. It's not taken as well, but we'll see what we get. Let's go for our blue pickup again, shall we? Right, let's see what we can get. The word mango's come out really clearly, so that's picked up well. Okay, so we've got, use the smooth side. Oh, 2 pieces. Right, and get a few creases in there, but I'm not overly fussed. And obviously I'm pulling it quite quickly, but I'm liking that actually. It's actually turned out better than I thought it was going to. So there you go, that's come out pretty effectively actually. You can just about see the eye there. Yeah, it's come out well. So yeah, interesting. I can always kind of, you know, use that in collage and then go over it with some different mediums. So I didn't think it was going to pull that well on that paper. Okay, so I do hope you enjoyed that tutorial. Drop me a comment below and let me know which picture you preferred, 1, 2 or 3. And let me know as well if you think you'll be having a go at doing some image transfer with STAZON Ink. If you're not already subscribed, it's free to do so. So if you're interested in more videos, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell and all notifications, and it will let you know whenever I've got a new video coming out. Okay, take care of yourselves guys. See you in the next one. Bye for now.